Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite early this morning. I find myself lying in the bed awake, thinking about this day, wondering if it'll be any better than yesterday, and all of the efforts that were made yesterday to make this day a better day. Will it actually materialize? You know, ladies and gentlemen, I think about the 40 years that I've spent speaking about heaven on earth, paradise on earth. And, I think about all the things that I've done to try to give it some PR. And I feel real bad in the fact that rather than getting close to paradise or heaven on earth, we get close to hell on earth with the insurrection. I mean, that's the ultimate culmination of this sense so far, well, up until that point. And it's still working continuously every day and night, perhaps, to take us even further back and further down. And the message that I brought about 40 years ago is still the same message. It has not changed. And yesterday I found myself lying in the floor. I had gotten up early. I think I did a post for you. And I had taken high blood pressure medication. But when I took it, I got a cocktail, several medications that I put together, and I just take them. And usually I eat or something like that, prepare breakfast, a meal, coffee, the whole works. But I was so busy yesterday with so many things going on, I forgot about eating. And I found myself finding some time to wash some dishes. I'm washing dishes, right? And I had a cup of coffee over there that I hadn't finished, so I decided to take a sip of coffee. I took a sip of coffee, and all of a sudden something went down in my stomach. I mean, I could feel it. And all of a sudden I had pains in my stomach. I can imagine that the woman feels when she's having a baby. I would think that. And I'm lying on the floor, and I'm hurting. The floor is cold, so that's why I'm laying on that coldness. And I began to perspire. And I'm lying there, and I can recall or think that so many other people have done this when they're saying, "Oh, help me, Jesus, Lord, help me. Help me, Jesus, help me, Jesus, help me." I mean, the pain is going so bad, you say, "Wow, what is this? What is this?" I know I've gone to the doctor, various tests and this and that, and based upon what I think this could be, they've given me all indications, nothing like that. And, I've watched people suffer, and I've seen the agony that they've experienced. And I would take that no different than what I'm feeling out on that floor. And I'm thinking about, get up, you go to the doctor, first of all, you got a copayment. What if you don't have a copayment? I'm thinking about people who just don't have anything. They have to just stay at home and suffer the pains, or stay wherever they're at and just suffer the pains unless they can get some emergency care. And if you're in a big city, you know what that's like. Anyway, I'm sitting there and thinking about this stuff and all the people who have to go through these changes. I'm thinking, does it really matter? When I'm lying on the floor, maybe there's nothing that you can do. Just maybe there's nothing that you can do to ease my pain and agony. And I have to do that alone. But what if there was something that you could do? And by doing it, the pain wouldn't even got to me. It would, based upon what we would have caused to manifest, to bypass me, and anybody else. That's just if you could and would. Well, that's the way I see life out here for all of the people. I see people calling themselves the richest people on earth. I see other people trying to get there. I see people want to take joy rides that cost them $1 million or $20 million. I don't know how many millions, but if whatever they want to go, they can go. And I'm thinking about people that can't go to the doctor, thinking about people who don't have residency, Thinking about people who don't have access to college. Thinking about people who can't get to the doctor. Then I'm thinking about people in other countries where things are so bad they're running with their kids, getting in inner tubes, trying to cross the bodies of water just to get the heck out of their towns or their state or their country, trying to get to someplace else. And I'm thinking to myself, these problems exist. And maybe there's nothing that can be done about it. Maybe they just have to run themselves out. But then I'm thinking, but what if there could be something? What if there could be something? Wouldn't it be great if it was done? That would be heaven on earth. That would be paradise on earth. But we're not experiencing that. And the question becomes, why are we not experiencing that? And the answer, I guess, came to me the other day as well. And it's all fitting to this moment here. And that is because in order to feel like that, in order to want heaven on earth, in order to live as if you are in paradise on earth, in order to do these things, you got to be born again. Yes, you literally have to be born again, and this time of the Spirit. Of the Spirit. Now, most of you know that you already have Spirit in you. That's why you are alive. That's why you are there. But here we are in a world that has nothing about love, true love. No teachings about that. A world where we come in and actually we are brought up by people who were slaves, who have been second-class citizens all of their entirety, who really are inferior because they've trained themselves to be inferior in order to stay alive. And then you got the oppressors who maintains the oppression for over 400 years, still won't relinquish it, and people try to do better. They go out and, I don't want to tell that story. You think about these things. That's the flesh. Dog eat dog. It's all about survival. It's all about survival. But to be in control of other survivors. You see, like President Donald Trump, ex-President Donald Trump was trying to get records on other people to find out who was leaking his sins. He was pissed. He wanted to get people leaking his sins. And so that's the way of the world as well. They don't want to be exposed for what they really are. And what are they really? They are hatred, racism, bigotry, lies, cheating, stealing, killing. All of these things make up the world in which we live in. And it's about getting, not just surviving, but being able to really survive, to out-survive, because now we're talking about the life that everybody wants to live. But in a world that says in order to live that life in paradise, you got to dog, you got to crawl, you got to be bent down. And like President Trump told, ex-President Trump told Cabinet in so many words, when he said get that man off the field, he was basically saying that man gets paid millions of dollars, not just to play ball, but to keep his mouth closed. That's what he was saying. Keep your mouth closed. Don't be exposing our ugliness. And that's what some of the commentators would say. Shut up, play ball, and let this thing happen. That's all a part of the way that the flesh is. But here comes the Spirit. This is what it means by being born again. The Spirit recognizes that and want no part of it. Make a conscious decision, I want no part of it. And make a conscious decision to want something better. Want something better. Now, how do you want something better? You want something better by looking at the pain that you see over there. And you want that pain gone. You want that pain gone. And so you search for that. You look for that. You pray for that. You learn that there All of the people got their power focused on the government. The government now is their God. Well, it's the face of their God. It's not their God. Money is the God. But the government plays that major role in it. And so everything that people go after, it has nothing to do with the true spirit of love, the original natural way of doing things, the natural way which produces peace, the natural way which produces prosperity and freedom and joy and education and health care from the womb to the tomb. These also. But in order to do that, you take your faith on your spirit. Your spirit knows that you are alive by spirit. You're not alive by flesh. You're alive by spirit. And man had nothing to do with this except what the role was given it. And so the spirit listens to the spirit, the source. And that, my friends, is natural. It is the whole earth given to all of us. It's a gift to all of us. Everybody on the earth. The earth is a gift to us. It's our place to be, a home, a paradise. The earth. All we have to do is recognize that we got a gift and we have to play a role, whatever our role is. It might be an individual thing. It might be a part of something that's already going on. It's about creation. All of the things that we already do to meet our needs, all of that stuff still is important. But it is not important at the weight of giving up truth to be a part of a lie. This is a lie. What am I saying? I'm saying the world that we live in, though we live it every day, it is a lie because it's not life, it's death. And everybody that remains in it, whether they know it or not, plays a major part in its continuation. Everybody that remains in it that's not trying to get out of it does so because they do not know any better. And they are not supposed to be persecuted, but they're supposed to be resisted. They're supposed to be stood up and given life to the truth of what is the proper thing to do that will create this heaven, to eliminate that pain and those guns and shooting and killing everybody all through the week and cops killing and hating and building. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't this sound crazy? All you got to do is love God. Love God with all your heart, with all your body, with all your mind. That means loving that power that you can't see. Because that power brought you here. And that power should be able to keep you. But you have to walk according to the dictates of that power. And what that power is, that power says that you got to love. That means you got to be appreciative of yourself. You're special. Now you got to look around you, and everybody else is as special as you are. And all of you are special to the power that made you, what we call God. And each of us has been given a gift to it. I'm just repeating myself. Each of us have been given a gift so that we can be part owners of this heaven that we create and not this hell. So that's what it's all about. This is what I've been talking to you about 40 years. This stuff is not going to take you anywhere. You see how they're trying to take you back to the 1700s. These white people haven't changed. The hatred hasn't changed. The racism hasn't changed. The bigotry haven't changed. All of these things are still here. So it's not about it. It's about you. You got to change. Not that. You got to change. Stop trying to change the system. You got to change. When you change, you ain't got to worry about the system. It doesn't disappear like a puff of smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave it there. I want to thank you so very much for giving me these 15 minutes. It's making my day. Oh boy, it's making my day. Thank you very much.